celebrating this Republic Day. The command of the India's Grand Parade on the Kartavya Path rests with a soldier who has seen the armed forces transform across 3 decades of service. I'm talking about Lieutenant General Bhavnish Kumar, who will be leading the Republic Day Parade for the 3rd time. This is a rare honor that underlines both experience and trust. On your screens, you can see Lieutenant General Kumar leading the 2025 parade as well. A Vashisht Seva Medal awardee and a 2nd-generation Army officer, Lieutenant General Bhavnish Kumar was commissioned into the 3rd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, on the 16th of December 1989. His career spans some of India's most demanding operational theatres, from the high-altitude areas of Dras under Operation Rakshak to counter-insurgency operations in the northeast, under Operation Orchid, and the Siachen Glacier under Operation Meghdoot. He's also served twice with the 50 Independent Para Brigade. His command appointments include leading 5 Kumaon, a mountain brigade in Northern Command, and a recognized and a reorganized Army Plains Infantry Strike Division on the western borders. He has held critical staff roles at the Military Secretary's branch, the Chief of the Army Staff Secretariat, and as Chief of Staff Headquarters, Delhi area. Currently, he is posted as General Officer commanding Delhi area since November 2023. Adding a rare personal moment to the march this Republic Day, 26-year-old Captain Ahan Kumar will once again lead the iconic 61 Cavalry mounted on his charger Ranveer, the son of the parade commander and grandson of a war veteran, symbolizing legacy, service and continuity. Under his leadership, this year's parade will showcase battle formations, T-90 and Arjun tanks, hypersonic missiles, modern drones and special forces equipment, a visual statement of India's operational readiness. Let's listen in to what he said about how Operation Sindoor will be integrated in this year's theme.
In this parade, you will get a sense of that success of the Operation Sindoor, the kind of jointmanship, the way integrated operations were carried out, and the kind of equipment which was used in Operation Sindoor. In this parade, you will...
Second in command in this year's parade is Major General Navraj Dhillon. He is the Chief of Staff Delhi area and has been the architect behind a more modern, combat-ready display, moving beyond traditional ceremony to showcase India's growing Atmanirbhar military might. A 3rd-generation officer, he has been vocal about integrating drone technology and new-age regiments into today's lineup, ensuring the Indian Army remains future-ready. With Lieutenant General Bhavnish Kumar at the helm and Major General Navraj Dhillon steering, planning and executing, the parade will stand as a powerful statement of discipline, modern warfare and new India's military confidence. On that note, let me bring back Wing Commander Sudhakaran into the conversation. Wing Commander Sudhakaran, so like I said, I'll repeat my question to you. Do we have Wing Commander Sudhakaran's audio with us?
Yes, I am available.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, sir, please.
On behalf of the brethren from the veterans community, I take this opportunity to wish all of you a very happy Republic Day. Having said that, what I was trying to tell you was that this year is going to be, in a lot of ways, a very different year for India. Why? Because last year, we did really arrive at the world stage. India as a military power arrived post-Operation Sindoor. We did have claims, but we have never ever demonstrated the kind of ability, specifically from the air power front, demolishing an enemy like Pakistan in under 3 days, 72 hours. That's what we did, total decimation. And after that, there has been a change of sorts. We have really unmasked the real face of the Americans. They are now in cahoots. Their relationship with the Pakistani establishment is very, very open. You've seen a field marshal who has taken up the central stage in Pakistan, and he's the real state of power. You've already seen an army general floating around the corridors in Davos. We've seen Pakistan getting support both from China and from the US, and that is primarily because both these countries want to check India. That is the reality. And we need to understand this reality, and the only way that we can stand up to this reality is be prepared on our own front. And I really applaud the Prime Minister and his cabinet for having not given in to the pressures of the Americans. And he's the only leader in the world who has challenged Donald Trump on his face and refused to meet him, refused to give him what he wants. Having said that, I would also bring in a very big concern here. And that concern is on the AI front, we are still lacking. And whatever gains that we have made on the military front in the last decade plus, that will count to nothing if we don't get our acts right. The IMF has branded us in category 2 countries. Of course, the minister for information and technology, I do respect him a lot. He does carry a lot of technical acumen, but I'm sorry to tell today that his understanding explanation was way off the mark. Last year, if you remember, when DeepSeek was announced, he said in 8 months we will have our own model. We don't have one because our programs are misdirected. It is directionless. It is funded not adequately. The RDI fund, which we have given for around 1 lakh crores, it is okay, but then it is distributed across multiple things. It is diluted. We need something like $50 billion to be mobilized across the country, and we don't have a plan for it. We need to understand 30,000, 40,000 GPUs don't count for anything in the AI race. Please understand all these corporates, be it Google, be it Tesla, be it Meta, or be it OpenAI, they are all running exaflop, which means 1 million level of GPUs, which is what 100 gigawatt data centers. In fact, they call India as their market. We have surrendered our digital sovereignty long back. We need to gain it back. We have surrendered and ceded the thought leadership space. We need to get that back. We need to get into strategic consulting. If you need to make in India, we need to start to think in India first. Please understand the entire GPT that we are going gaga about. It is, there are Indian hands which developed it. The transformer architecture had Indian scientists and Indian technologists developing it. But strangely, when it comes to India, we don't have a foundational model. So there is something wrong with our ecosystem. We need to set that right. Yes, we can, boast on our glories, but please understand, Gori tried 17 times and you know what happened to this country. We cannot keep pardoning people. Next time Pakistan attempts anything, we should not let them like we did in Sindoor. We need to ensure that they don't have any space for propaganda. We need to ensure that they are on their knees. We need to ensure that the world very decisively and clearly knows that they've been battered. And that Indian armed forces can definitely do it. But we need to back it up with our policies. We need to set the right signals. And we need to tell the world, yes, we are in the top 3 and we may reach top 2. That is the fear of US. That is the fear of China. They don't want India to rise up. If we go to number 2 position, we will definitely get into the number 1 position also. Why? Because India's quality of demography is such. We have more than 65 crore Indians who are under the age group of 25. And that is what matters in this new race. And the next war is going to be intelligence enabled. And high time we prepare for that. It is not going to be the warships. It's not going to be the air platforms. It's not going to be anything. It is how you implement your intelligence, digital intelligence, across these platforms. We are not prepared on the humanoid front. We are talking about robotics, but what we are talking is at least 20 years back. We need to get our acts right. There are 2 battalions, I'm told, of Chinese humanoids already in Ladakh. This was given from one of the intelligence sources. Now, if we need to really, stand up to these realities and prepare then we need to work very hard. If we lose it, see what happened to Maduro. It can very well happen to the Indian establishment, because combat at zero loss is the new definition of warfare that will be unveiled in 2026 and 2027. If there is no fear of any loss of life, then 10 humanoids can enter into Delhi and do what it wants. And they can very well give any kind of narrative that they are propagating. And that we have already seen in Venezuela. The rule-based world order has collapsed. Might is right. And India needs to stand up, strengthen its muscles, get prepared on every front. And I think this political establishment is well capable of doing it. People also need to understand that with these aspirations comes a lot of responsibility. We need to ensure that the right people are elected to the parliament. We cannot put foreign stooges as MPs in the parliament and compromise with our policy making. We need to get our acts right, and we as people, we need to start that first. We have seen a lot of irresponsible politicians getting elected to the legislatures and the executive. We need to get that right. If you really need to work for your future, gone are the days when India used to think about only roti, kapda, makan. You need to think about your future. If you don't do that, you may live for next 10 years peacefully. Probably we may grow at 8%. But beyond that, mind you, your children will not have a future. That's what the armed force is here for. It is to defend the national sovereignty. Today, it is not enough that national sovereignty is equated only to land, air, and sea. You need to look into the cyberspace. You need to look into space. You need to look into the intelligence space. And that is where we have found wanting. If we get our policies right, if we really are united together as a single force. Today, I call upon my countrymen to come together, act as a single unified force. What we need, we had the green revolution, we had the white revolution. Today, we need to unleash knowledge and information and intelligence revolution. The real saffron revolution. Saffron is the symbol of knowledge and information. That to me is the real revolution that will save India's future. And we need to unleash that in 2026. I will call upon the Prime Minister to announce the unleashing of the saffron revolution, not the party color that I am talking about, but the real color of sacrifice and information and intelligence that we need to do. And this, if we fail to do, we will repent for a long time. Last time we failed to do, we suffered for almost a millennia, 1,000 years. This time it will be much beyond, because once intelligence engulfs you, once your data sovereignty, your information sovereignty and intelligence sovereignty is taken away, then it is very difficult to get. It is not like the nuclear domain where you will have the luxury of 25 years to catch up. Once the AGI singularity thresholds are crossed, please understand the gates for you will be closed forever. Your manufacturing will suffer. Your defense will suffer. Your policy making will suffer. Your governance will suffer. And that is why we need to get our acts together. And that is what I call upon the countrymen, because it is okay that we have had good success in 2025, but we need to be consistent. It should not be like the cricket team of the 90s, wherein we hit 2 sixes and then we lost wickets all of a sudden in a hurry. We need to be consistent like the team today. And that can come from hard work, that can come from investment, that can come from a plan. Today, unfortunately, India doesn't have a plan for its AGI or AI game plan. We don't even talk about it. We as a nation don't even understand it. And that is not all right for me. And that is where we need to collectively come together. We cannot be acting in silos. We cannot talk about regionalism anymore. We need to act as Bharat. We need to come, yes, we are a federated entity, but this federated entity should function like a human body. All organs should come together. That's when a human body becomes powerful. We cannot say, I am great, you are great, South is great, North is great. We need to act as a country. We need to act decisively. We need to ensure that we have political stability. That's when our policies will be in place. We need to get away from this freebie culture. We may get 100 rupees, 200 rupees today, but mind you what Britishers did to you. They cut your fingers. They, killed talent, your skill. That can very well happen to you again. We need to be very cautious of it.
Right.
We need to decolonize our mind in the bureaucratic corridors, and that will unleash the real beast. That will awaken the elephant in India, and that's where India will become the real